Can we all please rise for the playing of our national anthem?
Honor guard. Head, touch. Present, forward.
Good morning. Thank you all for coming. My name is Tim Hale. I'm a United States Navy veteran. Very proud of it. Well, there's a lot of patriotism here in Frackville this morning. Thank you so much. Basically, the committee was formed in November, and I'll be quick. I'm going to be the MC, let the other speakers do their thing. The committee was formed in November. It was a group of veterans from Frackville to form the Frackville Area Hometown Heroes Program. The mission of the program was to pay tribute to veterans from Frackville and surrounding areas who served in the armed forces and are continuing to serve. The banner program was initiated. We decided to reach out into the community, and the support and feedback was overwhelming. We have 180 banners, individual banners that are posted with veterans' pictures on them, their ranch of service, and their era. The banners are located throughout the borough, not only on Lehigh and Oak, and if everyone could get an opportunity, drive up to the Memorial Park and see them around. That is outstanding. I'd like to introduce the members of the committee and not say too much about them, just introduce them. We elected a president, Paul Martin. Ron Leem is the vice president. Wally Homo is our treasurer. Danny Bennett is a member. John Schuma is also a member. Albert Dillman. And we have a liaison and member from the American Legion, Sam Samal. These are the guys that really did the work and spent the time, and thank you fellas. The initial goal of the program was to have about 60 banners, and we obtained about 60 applications, and after Christmas or after New Year's, it really took off. The support and involvement of the community was just outstanding. As I stated, we have about 180 banners, individual banners honoring veterans. We have 9 banners at the Memorial Park honoring 78 veterans who are deceased, who became deceased during conflict while serving in World War I, World War II, and Korea. So, in total, the number of veterans recognized are about 260. We will have a phase 2 starting after June 1st, so any family members of veterans that are interested, please contact us. The following eras have banners for veterans being honored. We have one Civil War banner honoring a Civil War veteran. We have one Spanish-American War veteran, one from World War I, veterans from World War I, World War II, Korea, Vietnam, the Cold War, and the global war on terror. Thank you for your patriotism. Thank you for your support, and thank you for supporting Frackville.
Thank you. Before I begin, I would like to thank the Borough of Frackville and especially the Frackville Area Hometown Heroes Committee for doing such a fantastic job in making this day possible. I know you all worked hard. I know my dad worked very hard. It is my privilege to speak here today. We are here today to honor our heroes. In this case, our hometown heroes from Frackville and surrounding areas. Today we remember their achievements, honor their courage and dedication, and say thank you for their sacrifices. It is wonderful to see so many of you here in person today, and we recognize that many are here today in spirit. Having grown up in Frackville as a child, I heard many stories about relatives and family friends who served in the military in various conflicts. From coal miners who became soldiers in the Civil War, to doughboys crouched in muddy trenches in France, to platoons patrolling the jungle in Vietnam. As I got older, I actually had friends who served in the military who deployed to the deserts of Iraq in Gulf War I and then later Gulf War II after 9/11. I also had friends in the Air Force who piloted aircraft to Afghanistan. These servicemen and women came from all walks of life, but shared in serving a cause larger than oneself and shared common coal region roots. My great-grandfather, whose name was Thomas Mick Hale, served in the Spanish-American War with Teddy Roosevelt's Rough Riders. That was a story I was told repeatedly as a child. My grandfather, whom many of you here today know or knew, served in Patton's army in World War II in the Medical Corps. My dad, Thomas F. Hale, served in the Navy on the destroyer the Samuel B. Roberts during Vietnam. And most recently, my cousin, Thomas Hale Zukas, also served in the Navy on the USS Enterprise during Operation Enduring Freedom. Obviously, those four names are near and dear to my heart, but they are just but a few of Frackville's hometown heroes, as we all can see. I'd like you to take a moment and look around this town. Look at all of these beautiful banners. Drive around this town like my dad suggested. You can see banners everywhere. There are 180 of them throughout town, with many more planned to be ordered this summer and fall. Every veteran has a unique story, and these banners tell those stories. These banners will honor veterans and their families through the preservation of their stories. All branches, all periods, living and deceased. They will educate current and future generations on the experiences of our military veterans. And finally, these banners will inspire us all to do more with the freedom that has been won and is preserved through the great sacrifice of all who have served. Thank you all for your service. Thank you for attending today, and God bless America.
Frackville is a town that always honors its hometown heroes. This Memorial Day weekend has never been more obvious. From one end of town to the other, banners with names and faces of so many of our town's veterans who served our country in the armed forces in the 19th, 20th, and 21st centuries are proudly displayed. I'm the proud grandson of John F. O'Connor, who was gassed in the fields of France during World War I. I'm the son of John J. O'Connor, who served this country in the Korean War. I'm also the brother of John F. O'Connor, who, like our father, served in the Marines in the Cold War. When you walk and drive through town, you will see their faces along with so many of Frackville's other veteran heroes who honorably represented our town and our country throughout the years. America is free because of the brave. On this Memorial Day weekend, we take the time to honor all those who served our country in the pursuit of freedom. God bless you all, God bless our veterans, and God bless America. Thank you.
There was a famous French aristocrat in the early 1800s by the name of de Tocqueville who came here trying to understand what made the United States so special. And his studies were pretty on point, and then he said, well, they don't wait for the government. They see a problem, they resolve it themselves. Now, our government at the local level, the state level, the federal level is a whole lot bigger than it was when de Tocqueville was here in the 1830s, but it's the same truth. You didn't wait for the government to handle this project. You did it with your own donations, and I want to congratulate the citizens of Frackville and beyond on such an amazing project. I'm looking at the banner across the street. I knew the Kaplan family for 30 years. I never knew Max when he looked like that, and I think that is just so cool. This is a day that you should all be proud of. Many years ago, when we were in the Berks County portion of my district, we did a special program for Korean veterans. And afterwards, a man came up to me and said, "You know, Sonny," I don't get called Sonny anymore, but I did then, said, "You're the first one to say thank you." It was decades later. We should never make that mistake again. Hopefully we have learned from the mistreatment of the veterans during Korea and Vietnam that when they do come home, we say thank you again and again and again, and especially this weekend, we remember those who never had the opportunity to come home. Congratulations, Frackville, on a job well done.
Our next speaker will be Marine Corps veteran and our state representative, Newhook.
Thank you very much, Tim. Good morning, everyone. It's an honor to be here. I can't help but think of the immortal words of President John F. Kennedy when he said that a community is judged by the way it remembers its veterans. And here in Schuylkill County, we are proud that we have many memorials throughout the county recognizing veterans from all different wars. Every one of them is cherished by our veterans. Every one is hallowed ground. But I have to admit that I find this type of remembrance extremely special. When my wife asked me what my Memorial Day plans were, so she could squeeze a picnic in between all the different events, I mentioned to her I was coming to Frackville to help dedicate the Hometown Hero banners. And she said that she had saw them going up, and she said, "We should go take a look at them." And we did. We drove from Monterey City, we went to the subway parking lot, and we went up Lehigh Street and down Lehigh Street. And I have to say, these really are quite unique. I mean, you see the photo of the veteran, you see when they served, what branch of service that they served in, you also see the family members that remembered them, and it's a mix of emotions. It's both happy and sad. Happy because we remember how young they were when you see their photos, and remember that the average age of a combat veteran is between the age of 19 and 21. We send our best and our brightest, but we also send our youngest. Sometimes we forget how young these people were when they actually served their country. And it also depicts some that were POWs, prisoners of war. I don't think any of us can imagine how horrible that must have been. And those, of course, who were KIA, killed in action, paid the ultimate sacrifice. But the happy emotion is, I think it allows everyone in the community to walk the streets and to see how their neighbors and how their family members serve so honorably in their country. And that is a learning lesson, I think, for the younger generations that come behind. You know, oftentimes we're rough on each other here in Schuylkill County, but unlike many places, the number of veterans in Schuylkill County per capita is the largest in the Commonwealth, and I think people forget that. We have a lot to be proud of. So as we walk the streets of Frackville today, and as we remember Memorial Day, we pause for a moment to remember that the tradition continues. As I speak right now, men and women from Frackville, from our county, and from all around our country are in harm's way, wearing the uniform that defends our country and our way of life. And we also pause to thank those who are on those banners, and remember that the freedoms and liberties that we appreciate and are privileged to live every day were given to us by those brave men and women who are on those banners. I commend the committee for their excellent work. Well done, Frackville.
Good morning, everyone. First of all, on behalf of our fellow Commissioner Frank Stoudemire, Frank would love to be here, but is not able to be here. And he also sends his regards and talks about how special Frackville is and how our community is from a patriotic standpoint. The great thing about when you look at Frackville, it's a melting pot. You have the Polish, you have the Lithuanians, you have the Germans, you have the Irish. We have all different faiths, but yet what are we? We're one nation under God. That is what our country's been built on. That's what Schuylkill County is built on. That's what Frackville is built on. This is a patriotic area. I always remember when at the Naval Academy, Vice Admiral Ryan, whose grandparents were from Monterey City, he made a comment to those family members. He said, from this day forward, you, the friends and relatives of the person being inducted into military service, from this day forward, you'll never look at the American flag the same way again. Because now your son, your daughter, your friend, your relative is a part of the fabric of that flag. That's what Frackville has done. That's what many of our communities have done by putting up these banners. Again, not only are they the heroes, but also the family members are the heroes as well, keeping the family together while their loved one was over serving our country, so we have the freedoms that we can have an event like this. So, one of the things, it may be a banner, but to me it's something that's very living. And I think that we take that forward because every one of these banners tells a story. Be proud to tell that story, live that story, and again, Frackville, for everything you do, God bless you, and have a great Memorial Day weekend. Thank you.
What a great day here and a celebration here in Frackville. And again, what a great day here in Schuylkill County. As you enter the borough, you see these fine banners that are here to remember and honor those who serve. And again, I want to call out to those that are here in the streets and those that are not with us today, to thank them for their service. Because sometimes we forget. We forget about the freedom and democracy that we share here in America. We forget that we can walk our streets freely, say anything we want, think what we want, and dream wherever we can go. That's what America is about, and the reason for that is these folks that served and put the uniform on to do that and to have that we can cherish that each day. And again, also make it that it's a lasting memory and a tribute. And for our young people that are here today and future young people, that they remember of why those folks put the uniform on and protect what we cherish every day is our democracy. And as you see the little bit of rain coming down, I look at this that it's a tribute from heaven, a sprinkle down of thanking everyone that served in the service. Again, Frackville, you have done great. It's a very proud and bright community. Thank you for what you've done. Thank you for the committee for putting this together. And thank you for the citizens, because this is what pulls communities together. And as all the communities pull together, we can continue and have a great county. Again, Frackville, thank you very much. We're very proud of you.
Thank you, Gary. Our program is coming to an end. I wasn't sure if I was going to do this, but I'm going to mention a few things. Please go up to the Memorial Park and see the memorial banners for those who are deceased during conflict. The banners are awesome. We have 6 banners of deceased veterans that are hanging. Their names will not be on those banners, so I'd like to call them out. Killed in action in World War II, Francis Horner. Killed in action in World War II, Albert Geary. Killed in action in World War II, William Harris. Steve Versosa, Vietnam. John Farnsworth, Vietnam. Holocaust. our song, and they take credit.
The American Legion salutes the hometown heroes. We salute those who are still with us, and we salute those who have passed. We salute those who have made the ultimate sacrifice for their country. Honor guard, salute our fallen comrades.
Honor guard, peg, hut, port arm. Honor guard, ready, aim, fire!